Welcome, welcome, Sagittarius, Mr. and Miss Sagittarius. Welcome, Soulmate. I'm Keykey, and we're about to enter into our doorway. Let's see what's in store for you. November 28th to December 5th, 2018. God, Gaia, God, Goddess. Okay. Mother, Father, what actions will Mr. and Miss Sagittarius and their soulmate take emotionally and energetically? Okay. All right. So, let's see. All right. Let's get it. Masculine, Sagittarius, in your past life, you experienced being an orphan, what it felt like to survive on your own, how to survive when you can only depend on yourself. That can be a scary thing, yet in a way reassuring, because your parents had to have made you a survivor. So no matter what the circumstances, you can overcome it. In your present life, masculine Sagittarius, if you ever experienced being abandoned or isolated or felt like an outsider at times, it can be where you're trying and you're knowing that you have a place and finding your place. Sagittarius, you're all about creating the space. And you're seeing that even in your present, if you ever felt abandoned, isolated, or had to start again, know that you have the strength, the action, the guidance, the gratitude, intuition on deck, tenacity, adventure, righteousness, entwined with your understanding of yourself. Right. Female Sagittarius, in your past life, you experienced what it meant to have trust and faith in yourself. A lot of times we say, oh, I believe in myself, I trust in myself. Yet when put to the challenge, a lot of times we may feel doubtful or unsure. Miss Sagittarius, that's when you tapped into why you trust yourself in whatever comes your way. How you have the faith of a mustard seed to knock down any turbulence. you come out triumphant every time. In your present life, that's what you're using. You're using the techniques, tools, routine, religion, your understanding like your masculine counterpart of yourself in triumph. Soulmate, in your past life, you experienced, this is, again, coming in full circle. Soulmate, you experienced making vows to yourself. And what that meant to you. Standing vulnerable, open, and how you communicate self-respect, offerings, withstanding of yourself. The virtues, soulmate, that came with obstacles. You weathered the storm. And you've seen how weathering the storm showed you also that you always are connected to Source, God and Goddess, the masculine and feminine. In your present life, soulmate, you're seeing how making vows for yourself shows, when you speak to yourself, the virtues that you did overcome, the victories that you will and still be walking through, the actions that the Trinity will be making emotionally, energetically this week. Masculine Sagittarius, now that you know that you are a survivor, that you always have the skills to not just adapt, but to be understanding, sympathetic to those who have experienced the same life experiences that you have in the present. You are able to unite people in any religion, any spirituality, any social class, any background, by connecting them to their will. One key element that you do have, masculine Sagittarius, is that you understand, because not only have you personally lived it in your past life, but in your present you can validate, like feminine Sagittarius through their vows. When they validate, you can validate masculine Sagittarius, what it means to overcome, the steps that a person can take to weather the storm. Traditional viewpoints or methods you're thinking about, or you will start to contemplate on. How does traditional viewpoints or methods help you in surviving? Masculine Sagittarius, your spiritual organizations, there are spiritual organizations that you naturally connect to in many facets, that you can seek out mentors and like-minded friends, or you might in fact become that person that people seek out for mentoring and to become their friend again to themselves. Teaching a person how to become their own best friend. Sagittarius. Wow. Female. Sagittarius. Just like your masculine counterpart. You're making those changes in your life emotionally, energetically, through how you communicate. Whether that be 5 ways in which we can communicate. We could communicate emotionally. We could communicate energetically through our actions. We can communicate how we speak spiritually. We could communicate how we speak through our emotions. We could speak even how we interpret ourselves through that walk of change when communicating with another. Just like your vows. A vows is not just something we say in our mind and our heart and soul. It is something that we eventually bring out of ourselves openly. And that's what you're experiencing right now. So, if you feel that things or how you communicate is unwise, understand that you're in the 5th house of Leo. Just like your masculine, you have a willpower to overcome any miscommunication or misdialect. One way is connecting to your source within you. We all communicate with ourselves. We are our first #1 fan. So when we think of an unwise choice, sometimes we have to go back and really replay the whole scenario to see what about it was unwise. Sometimes it's not what was communicated what could have been unwise. It could have been the environment in which it was spoken, the emotions in which you had to speak them. I know for me, when I'm passionate, it sounds like I'm angry. When I had to explain to people, I'm very fiery of how I feel. So at times it might sound like I'm aggressive, when in truth, the passion is something I live by. So I don't take what I say at that moment delicately or lightly at all. Yet, if I had to give an example of how I feel, then I'll find a way through either a book example, a movie, or just a life experience to show what emotions I'm feeling at that time when I'm talking in that manner. Miss Sagittarius, if you're wondering what is the unwiseness of the choice, learn what you can from the situation. Look at the situation as if it was your own personal movie. Like a movie, you can rewind and slow down. Our minds is the same. Our minds is like our own cinema. We can slow, fast forward, or pause at a particular scene that we can find the solution to that choice. So review everyone's motives. Example, like a movie. When we look at a movie, we're looking at the characters. We're looking at their personality. We're looking also at their environment. and how everything, every element plays a part in what they could possibly react to. And when we see a character make an unwise choice, like a foreshadow before they even do it, we understand why, because in our personal lives, we have recognized those same moves. Soulmate. You're becoming the 9 of Earth. You're becoming the Saggitarius of your world. You're walking in the way you see fit. I said the feminine for vows, and this is for the soulmate. Yet, the feminine matches with the trust in their faith. Just like the vows that the soulmate keeps to themselves and projects outside of themselves. Female Sagittarius, have faith and trust in how you communicate and how you walk in that communication. And it's okay to show emotions through your words, yes. You'll have your intuition to help you on how to deliver your communication to another when making changes in your life, or when just making changes in general. Soulmate, you know your vows. You know the virtues that you had to overcome and walk through. And in this present life, you're using those same strategies, techniques, omens, psalms, anything that your spirit or soul connects to help you in your walk in the vow that you made to yourself. You're seeing that from doing that, you're enjoying life's little luxuries. You're spending quiet time alone. Not lonely. You're just spending time alone, contemplating. Seeing how your successful self-employment has gotten you this far by sticking to your virtues, by sticking to your vows and the steps that you made to get to where you're about to go. Until we meet again, masculine, feminine, soulmate, know that you, Trinity, are walking in the path of the changes that you want to make and the way you want to set your life up. I love you. I love you. I love you. We will see you on the other side.